Season 19 of Heartland isn't just going to give us more heartwarming moments, it's about to turn the whole story upside down. The peaceful, predictable life at Heartland Ranch is about to be shaken in ways no one saw coming. Longtime fans who think they know how the show will unfold are in for some big surprises. This is the season where relationships will be tested, secrets will surface, and choices will change everything. What's coming will not only affect the characters we love, it will change the very soul of Heartland forever. For years, Heartland has built its world on tradition, family bonds, and the comfort of knowing that no matter what storms come, the ranch stands strong. But in season 19, that safety net starts to fray. From the very first episode, we see signs that the way things have always been is no longer guaranteed. There's an undercurrent of uncertainty in every conversation, and the land itself feels like it's holding its breath. This isn't just another season where the family faces a single challenge and pulls through. This is a season where multiple problems hit at once, creating a domino effect that threatens the entire way of life at Heartland. Amy, who has always been the steady heart of the ranch, finds herself standing at a crossroads. She's faced with decisions that could either protect the ranch for generations to come or push it into a future no one is ready for. What makes this season different is that her choices won't just affect her own life. They'll ripple out, changing the lives of her daughter Lindy, her extended family, and even the larger Hudson community. Meanwhile, Nathan's arrival, which at first seemed like a small personal storyline, begins to have far-reaching consequences. His presence stirs up emotions and memories Amy thought she'd put behind her. The question isn't just whether he fits into her life, it's whether his return is part of something bigger that could disrupt the fragile balance she's fought to maintain. Even Jack, the rock of the family, feels the weight of the change. There's a quiet sense of worry in his eyes that we haven't seen before. He knows the ranch has survived tough times, but this is different. The challenges aren't just coming from outside, some of them are growing from within the family itself. The old way of solving problems might not be enough this time. What's most striking about this shift is how it blends the familiar warmth of Heartland with a new edge of unpredictability. There's still the beauty of the horses, the wide-open skies, and the bonds that make the show so special, but now there's also the sense that every choice could have lasting consequences. Fans will feel the tension building with each episode, knowing that no one is safe from the ripple effects of the changes ahead. This isn't just a new chapter, it's the beginning of a whole new era for Heartland. The writers are laying the groundwork for a story that's bolder, riskier, and more emotionally charged than anything we've seen before. And as the season unfolds, one thing becomes clear: nothing will ever go back to the way it was from the moment season 19 begins. It's clear the characters we've known for years are no longer standing on steady ground. Every member of the Heartland family is facing a personal battle, and for some, this might be the season where their breaking point finally arrives. The comfort of routine, the same chores, the same sunrises over the ranch, the same family dinners can't hide the tension brewing underneath. Amy's journey this season is unlike anything we've seen from her before. She's always been the calm center, the one who brings people together and finds a way through the hardest storms. But now, her role as a mother, trainer, and protector is colliding with her own need for personal happiness. Lindy is growing up fast, developing her own opinions and dreams, and Amy is realizing she can't shield her daughter from life's heartbreaks forever. There are moments when Amy tries to keep everything together, but the weight of unspoken fears and hard decisions starts to crack her perfect composure. For the first time, we see Amy questioning not just the future of the ranch, but her place in it. Nathan's arc, on the other hand, begins with quiet curiosity but soon becomes one of the most emotionally charged parts of the season. His presence forces everyone to confront questions they've avoided for years. Is he here to be a part of the family's future, or is his arrival a reminder of wounds that never fully healed? Nathan's connection with Amy is complicated, not just by their past but by the way he interacts with the rest of the family. Some see him as a source of strength and opportunity. Others see him as a threat. By mid-season, the tension between Nathan and certain family members is impossible to ignore, and viewers will be left wondering whether he will be the glue that holds things together or the wedge that drives them apart. Lou's story is also reaching a critical stage. Balancing her role as mayor with her responsibilities to the ranch and her family is starting to take its toll. Her determination to prove she can handle everything might just be the very thing that causes her to lose control. She's faced tough political battles before, but this season the stakes are higher. Decisions made in the town hall are beginning to directly impact Heartland Ranch, and Lou finds herself torn between doing what's best for the community and protecting her own family. The more she tries to juggle both, the more her personal relationships start to suffer. Then there's Tim, who's never been a stranger to conflict. This season, though, he's fighting battles on two fronts, one with his own health and another with the shifting family dynamics. His pride and stubbornness often get in the way, but there's a vulnerability in Tim this season that fans aren't used to seeing. He's forced to face the possibility that he can't keep up the same pace forever, and that realization shakes him to his core. Even Jack, the unshakable foundation of Heartland, isn't immune to the strain. He's always been the steady hand, guiding everyone through trouble, but this season, we see him pulled in too many directions at once. He's the one trying to hold the family together while quietly dealing with his own worries about the future. There's a heaviness in his eyes when he looks out at the ranch, as if he's wondering whether the next generation is truly ready to take the reins. By the time the season reaches its halfway point, the cracks in the family's unity are impossible to ignore. Conversations turn into arguments, decisions become power struggles, and long-buried emotions start rising to the surface. Every character is walking a fine line between holding on and letting go, and the audience can feel the tension building with each episode. This isn't just about one plot twist or one moment of drama, it's about the slow, inevitable realization that nothing stays the same forever. Season 19 makes it clear. The breaking points are coming, and when they arrive, the fallout will change Heartland in ways no one can predict. One of the most exciting parts of Heartland Season 19 is the way new relationships form in the middle of chaos, creating connections we never expected. Change has a way of bringing people together in surprising ways, and this season proves that alliances can be born from both love and necessity. Some of these new bonds will warm fans' hearts, while others will stir tension that lingers for episodes. Amy's world, which has long revolved around her family and her horses, starts to expand in unexpected directions. With Nathan now in Hudson, there's an undeniable pull between them, one that Amy tries to resist, knowing how complicated it could become. But circumstances keep pushing them into each other's lives. Whether it's working together on a challenging horse rehabilitation project or dealing with an outside threat to the ranch, they begin to understand each other in ways that go beyond their past. Their dynamic is filled with quiet moments, unspoken questions, and the kind of subtle glances that leave viewers wondering if friendship is all they'll ever be or if something deeper is quietly taking root. At the same time, Lindy, who has been growing up before our eyes, starts forming her own connections. She develops a unique bond with a new character, someone who challenges her in ways that make her braver and more independent. This mentorship, whether it's about horses, life, or facing fears, gives Lindy a storyline that stands apart from her mother's. It's the first time we truly see her stepping out from Amy's shadow and forming her own place within the Heartland world. Lou, caught between political responsibilities and family loyalty, finds an unlikely ally in someone she once considered a rival. A shared challenge, possibly a major development project in Hudson that could affect the ranch, forces her to work side by side with this person. Over time, that working relationship shifts into mutual respect. It's a reminder that even in a small town, bridges can be built where fences once stood. This alliance, however, comes at a cost. It creates friction between Lou and other family members who don't trust her new partner's intentions. Tim's storyline takes an unexpected turn when he reconnects with someone from his past, someone fans haven't seen in years. Their reappearance brings out a softer side of Tim, but also reopens old wounds. Together, they face a challenge that forces Tim to lean on someone else in a way he's not used to. This newfound partnership doesn't erase his stubborn streak, but it shows him and the audience that even the most independent hearts need someone to stand beside them. Meanwhile, Jack finds himself forming a quiet, powerful alliance with a newcomer to the Hudson community. This person shares his love for the land and the old ways of doing things, and together they work to protect a part of Heartland that's under threat. It's not a loud or dramatic partnership, it's built on trust, shared values, and long conversations over coffee at dawn. But it might just be one of the most important bonds in the entire season. These new relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or born out of shared struggles, bring fresh energy to the show. They also blur the lines between friend and foe. In some cases, the alliances we cheer for in one episode may lead to heartbreak or betrayal in the next. The writers are playing with emotional depth here, making sure that every connection feels layered and real. By the end of the season, these relationships will be tested in ways no one expects. Some will grow stronger under pressure, while others will fracture beyond repair. And in true Heartland fashion, the beauty of these bonds lies in their imperfection. They're messy, complicated, and deeply human. In a season full of change, these connections might be the only thing keeping the Heartland family from falling apart completely. In Heartland Season 19, the stakes aren't just high, they're higher than they've ever been. This isn't the kind of season where problems stay small and personal. The ripple effects of change are reaching every corner of Hudson, and Heartland Ranch is right in the middle of it all. From financial pressures to emotional battles, every decision now carries the weight of the future. This is the point where characters can no longer just react, they have to make bold moves, and those moves could either save everything they love or tear it apart. One of the biggest sources of tension comes from a development project that threatens the land surrounding the ranch. What begins as whispers in the community soon grows into a full-blown crisis. The project promises progress for Hudson: more jobs, new housing, modern facilities, but at the cost of losing untouched land. That's been part of the Heartland family for generations. For Jack, the thought of bulldozers tearing through the hills is unthinkable. For Lou, the project presents a dangerous political dilemma. As mayor, she can't ignore the potential benefits for the town, but as a member of the family, she knows what's at stake. This conflict forces her into impossible conversations, where every answer makes her a target for someone's anger. Financial stress is another ticking time bomb. With changing markets and unexpected expenses, keeping the ranch afloat becomes harder than ever. Amy finds herself looking at options she never thought she'd consider: outside partnerships, selling off land, or shifting the focus of Heartland's work to attract more income. Each idea sparks debate within the family. Jack fears losing the soul of the ranch, Tim pushes for riskier moves to secure their future, and Lou questions whether tradition can survive without adaptation. These heated discussions aren't just about money, they're about identity. What does Heartland stand for? And is it worth holding on to if it means losing everything else? On top of that, personal conflicts start to spill into public view. Nathan's growing influence in Amy's life makes certain family members uneasy, and the tension isn't just whispered over dinner, it explodes in front of others. The community starts to take sides, with some seeing Nathan as a much-needed ally and others viewing him as an outsider with too much say in family matters. This division makes the ranch feel less like a sanctuary and more like a battlefield. Meanwhile, Hudson itself is changing in ways that no one can fully control. New families are moving in, old businesses are closing, and the small-town closeness that once defined the community is slowly being replaced by unfamiliar faces and new priorities. These shifts make it harder for the Heartland family to rally the kind of support they've relied on in the past. There's a sense that the world is moving forward, whether they're ready or not, and they're being forced to choose between keeping up or being left behind. The season doesn't shy away from showing just how emotionally draining these conflicts can be. Scenes of quiet moments: Amy alone in the barn, Jack staring out at the fields at sunset, Lou sitting at her desk long after everyone's gone home, remind us that these battles aren't just about land or politics. They're about home, belonging, and the fear of losing the things that give life meaning. By the time the season approaches its climax, the lines between personal and community struggles blur completely. The ranch's future, the family's unity, and the fate of Hudson are all tied together. Every choice has a cost, and every win comes with a loss. This isn't the kind of drama that ends with everyone smiling around the dinner table. It's a hard, realistic fight for survival, where love and loyalty are tested to their limits by the final stretch of Heartland Season 19. The emotional storms that have been brewing all season long finally hit with full force. Every thread, personal struggles, community battles, and the unspoken tensions between family members begins to tighten until it feels like something has to break. The audience can sense it. The ending won't be quiet or neat. This is going to be one of those finales that makes you sit in silence after the credits roll, trying to process what just happened. The first major cliffhanger arrives when Amy makes a choice that could completely redefine the ranch's future. Throughout the season, she's been pulled between honoring tradition and embracing change. In the finale, she's forced into a moment where there's no more time to debate. She has to act. Her decision isn't just bold. It's the kind of move that sends shockwaves through the family. Jack is blindsided, Lou is furious, and Nathan's reaction is the most unpredictable of all. We're left wondering whether Amy's choice will be the salvation of Heartland or the mistake that begins its downfall. Nathan's storyline reaches its peak at the exact same time. After a season of slowly becoming part of the family's world, he faces a crisis that could erase all the trust he's built. A piece of his past surfaces in the worst possible way, and it threatens to undo not only his relationship with Amy, but also the fragile peace within the family. In the final minutes, there's a confrontation that leaves Nathan walking away into the dark, his future with Heartland hanging by a thread. We don't know if he'll come back or if anyone will want him to. Lou's political storyline explodes in a very public way. For episodes, she's been balancing the demands of being mayor with the needs of her family, but in the finale, those two worlds collide on live television during a heated town meeting. A decision she makes in front of the entire community divides Hudson into two camps. Her approval rating drops overnight, and her political career might be over. The worst part? Her choice also directly impacts the ranch's chances of survival. The season ends without revealing whether Lou's gamble was a brave stand or a fatal misstep. Tim's arc takes a deeply personal turn in the last episode. After keeping his health struggles quiet for most of the season, the truth finally comes out, but not in the way he planned. In a tense family dinner scene, his condition is revealed, leaving everyone stunned. It's unclear whether Tim will be able to continue working at the ranch or if this marks the beginning of a long goodbye. The silence around the table in that moment is deafening, and it leaves fans with the aching question: how much more can this family endure? Then there's Jack. For much of the season, he's been the anchor, the one trying to hold everyone together. But in the final minutes of the finale, we see him alone at dawn, standing at the edge of the property line, looking out over the land with an expression we've never seen before: fear. There's a subtle but heartbreaking sense that Jack might be considering the unthinkable, letting go of Heartland. Before the audience can process what that means, the scene cuts to black. The closing moments of Season 19 are a masterclass in tension. Every storyline ends at a crossroads, every character faces an uncertain future, and every viewer is left desperate for answers. Will Amy's choice save the ranch or tear the family apart? Can Nathan redeem himself? Has Lou sacrificed her career for nothing? Is Tim's time at Heartland running out? And will Jack truly give up the land that's been in the family for generations? The beauty of this cliffhanger is that it doesn't just leave us hanging, it leaves us emotionally invested in every possible outcome. Season 20 isn't just going to be another continuation. It's going to be the reckoning for everything that happened here. And if Season 19 has taught us anything, it's that in Heartland, change isn't just coming, it's already here, and it's unstoppable.